Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're diving into something pretty profound, I think. It's this idea of manifesting what you really truly want.
Yeah, it's the big topic. Lots of ideas floating around about it.
Exactly. And then, you often hear about maybe getting a little help from above or the universe giving you a nudge.
Like law of attraction, things like that.
But the source material we're looking at today, well, it challenges some of those common assumptions in some really fascinating ways, actually.
It does. We're drawing from Sadhguru here.
Yeah.
Excerpts from a video discussion.
That's right. Sadhguru, the yogi and mystic, he has quite a unique perspective on human potential, on creation itself.
Very much so.
So our mission today is basically to unpack his arguments, get into how he believes we can tap into our own sort of innate power to shape reality.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's kick off with something he says that's, well, it's pretty provocative. He says, even without doing any activity, you can still manifest what you want if you organize these 4 dimensions in one direction and keep it unwavering. No activity, just organization. How on earth can that work?
Well, I think the key is what he means by activity. He's not really talking about, physical action necessarily.
Okay.
His fundamental point is that everything humans have ever created on this planet, everything at first found expression in the mind.
Ah, right. Like an architect's plan before the building.
Exactly. Both the amazing things, the wonders we've built, and also, crucially, the truly terrible things. They all started as a thought, an idea.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you see, if we're worried about what we're creating out there in the world, it becomes absolutely vital to first learn how to create the right things in here, in our mind.
Because if you can't control your own thoughts,
Then what you create externally is just accidental. It's haphazard, random even. So learning to manage the mind, to direct it, that's the foundation for creating the world or the life you actually want.
so the mind isn't just part of creation, it's the blueprint, the original blueprint for everything, good or bad.
Precisely. It all starts there.
Wow. That's powerful. But, managing the mind feels so elusive, so difficult for most of us. Sadhguru talks about the monkey mind, doesn't he?
He does. It's a common term in yoga. Markata, the monkey.
Why a monkey specifically? What's the connection?
Well, think about a monkey's main qualities. As Sadhguru points out, first, there's just unnecessary movement, constant jumping around.
Okay.
And second, imitation. If you monkey someone, you're copying them.
Right. Monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those two things, constant, needless movement and full-time imitation, are the hallmarks of an unestablished mind. It's always flitting, changing direction, mimicking thoughts or feelings without settling.
And if your mind's doing that,
Then, getting to where you actually want to go, that becomes, as he puts it, very remote, very unlikely.
that really paints a picture. It reminds me of that yogic story he tells about the man who stumbles into paradise.
Ah, yes, the Kalpavriksha story. The wishing tree.
Yeah. He walks in, sits under this tree, feels tired.
And wishes for rest. Poof, a bed appears.
Right. Then he's hungry, thinks of food.
An incredible food manifests instantly. Drink, too. Everything he desires.
Paradise found, you'd think.
But then comes the twist.
Yeah.
He has a bit of alcohol, maybe lowers his inhibitions a bit, and that monkey mind kicks in.
Oh, dude.
He starts thinking, hang on, food just appeared. Drink just appeared. What the hell is going on here? Must be ghosts. And the ghosts appear. Because that's what he thought. Then he thinks, oh no, the ghosts, they're going to surround me. They'll torture me.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And they do, because he manifested it. Screaming in agony, his final thought is, they're going to kill me. And
Yeah.
he dies.
Wow. Killed by his own thoughts under the wishing tree.
Exactly. And Sadhguru's point isn't, go find a magic tree. He jokes you can barely find any tree these days.
Ha, true.
The real message is that a well-established mind, a mind that's stable, focused, in a state he calls samukti, that mind is the Kalpavriksha. It's the wishing tree.
That's sobering. The same power creates paradise or hell based entirely on the mind's state.
Yeah.
So, okay, if the well-established mind is the wishing tree, what does it actually mean to organize it like that? How do we train the monkey?
It's about bringing coherence to your whole system. When you organize your mind to a certain level of focus and stability, it naturally starts to organize everything else.
Everything else meaning.
Your physical body, your emotions, and even your fundamental life energies. They all start to align.
Ah, those are 4 dimensions you mentioned.
Precisely. Body, mind, emotion,
Yeah.
energy. And here's the core teaching. It's really quite extraordinary. Once all these 4 dimensions of you are organized in one direction. Anything that you wish happens without even lifting a little finger, actually.
Without lifting a finger.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he does say activity helps, obviously. But the key is that unwavering inner focus, that alignment of the four dimensions.
Incredible power. But he also gives a warning, right? Something like, if everything you've ever wished for suddenly happened.
You are finished. Yeah, it's a stark warning.
Why? Why would getting everything you wish for be disastrous?
He uses technology as an example. Look, technology should be this amazing boon making life easier.
And in many ways it is.
But it's also become a kind of curse, hasn't it? We're using it in ways that are, well, destroying the planet. Why?
Yeah.
Because we're operating mostly from a compulsive state of action. Just doing without deep awareness.
Not a conscious state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So organizing our minds is essentially about making that shift, moving from just compulsively reacting and acting to acting consciously with intention.
Okay, so it's about conscious, aligned intention. That leads to another point he makes that might ruffle some feathers. He says God will not lift his little finger for you.
Yes. Provocative, like you said.
Especially for people who rely heavily on faith, on prayer, on asking for external help for things to happen. What's Sadhguru getting at there? Why is it internal, not external?
He's making a distinction. He'd say that God, or the source of creation, whatever term you use, has done its job. I mean, look at the universe. It's phenomenal. Creation itself is extraordinary.
Okay.
But if you want your life, your specific experience, to happen the way you want it, that depends entirely on your internal state, on, as he puts it, how you think, with how much focus you think, how much stability is there in your thought, and how much reverberance is there in the thought process.
Reverberance, like the energy behind the thought.
Yeah, the quality, the intensity, the consistency, it's all down to how you manage your own inner faculties.
So why does faith sometimes seem to work then? People pray and things happen.
He addresses that too. He says faith works particularly well for people with, let's say, simple minds. Not as an insult, but meaning minds that aren't filled with conflict and doubt, like a child's mind.
Because they don't have that internal argument going on.
Exactly. They don't have the constant, oh, but is it possible? Can this really happen? Thoughts undermining the core belief. They just believe. Simply. Wholly.
Whereas thinking people, as he calls them.
We tend to analyze, to doubt, to weigh possibilities. Can I really do this? That internal conflict negates the power of simple faith. The thought not possible creates a barrier.
Okay. That really clarifies the need for internal consistency. And it links to another barrier he mentions, this ingrained belief that what has not happened till now cannot happen in your life and future.
Yes. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
We look at our past, our limitations so far, and project them onto the future.
Like his analogy, if you'd only ever crawled, the idea of walking, let alone flying, would seem impossible based on past experience.
Right, and he calls basing our future potential solely on past experience a disgrace to humanity and the human spirit, because it denies our potential for growth and transformation.
Strong words.
Because, he argues, what's possible or not possible, that's nature's business, essentially, not ours. Our business is just to strive for what we truly want, with clarity, focus, and without that crippling, not possible thought messing things up.
Okay. So, remove the doubt, forget past limitations. Then the question becomes, what do we actually strive for? What is it that we listeners, that you listening right now, genuinely want deep down, beyond the surface stuff?
Well, Sadhguru suggests it boils down to something surprisingly simple, yet all-encompassing. He says every human being is fundamentally seeking pleasantness within himself, pleasantness around him.
Pleasantness, that sounds maybe a bit bland.
But think about how he breaks it down. Pleasantness in the body, that's health, physical pleasure.
Okay, yeah,
Pleasantness in the mind, that's peace, that's joy.
definitely want that.
Pleasantness in our emotions, that's love, that's compassion.
Yes.
And pleasantness in our very energy, that's blissfulness, ecstasy.
Ah, okay. When you put it like that, health, peace, joy, love, compassion, bliss, that covers pretty much everything good, doesn't it?
It's what everyone is seeking, isn't it? Whether they're climbing the career ladder, raising a family, going to a temple seeking thrills, underneath it all, it's a quest for some form of pleasantness.
That makes a lot of sense. So if that's what we truly want, this comprehensive state of pleasantness, how do we actually commit to creating it? It sounds great, but how do we make it happen?
Commitment itself is the tool. That decision, that unwavering intention, is what starts to organize the mind.
How so?
He suggests something very practical. Start every single day with one simple thought. Today, wherever I go, I will create a peaceful, loving, and joyful world within yourself and around you.
Just that thought.
as a committed intention. And the key thing about commitment, he says, is that for a truly committed person, there's no such thing as failure.
No failure. How?
If you stumble, if you fall down 100 times, try to live that commitment, you don't see it as failure. You just see it as, okay, I learned 100 lessons today. You get up and keep going.
That reframes setbacks completely.
It does. And that unwavering commitment, that daily intention, starts the organizing process. It aligns your mind.
Okay, the mind gets organized first.
And once the mind is organized in that direction towards creating peace, love, joy, then your emotions naturally follow suit. They align with a thought.
Mind, then emotion.
Then your life energies also get organized in that same direction. They flow where your focus is.
Energy follows thought and emotion.
And finally, even your physical body begins to align. The whole system, body, mind, emotion, energy comes into coherence, all pointing the same way.
Wow. That's the 4 dimensions organized in one direction he was talking about at the start.
Exactly. And when that happens, when you achieve that inner alignment through commitment, then Sadhguru says, your ability to create and manifest what you want is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
You move from just being subject to creation to becoming. Well, you are the creator in many ways.
You become the creator. That's a huge statement.
Because the source of creation, that intelligence that organizes the universe, is functioning within us constantly. The question is, have we maintained access to it?
And organizing these 4 elements gives us that access.
That's the idea. Organizing your body, mind, emotion, and energy in one direction opens that door. He says the whole science, the whole technology of yoga is fundamentally about this transformation.
From what to what?
From being just a piece of creation to become a creator.
From a piece of creation to a creator. That's definitely something powerful to sit with.
Indeed.
So final thought for you listening. If this incredible ability to manifest, to create pleasantness, truly lies within the conscious organization of our own inner dimensions, what's one small, maybe but unwavering commitment you could make today, right now? A commitment to start organizing those dimensions, to begin that shift from being just a piece of creation towards becoming a creator of your own reality. Something to think about.